Hello. I was getting attacked by a wasp just then. And he's still here. Well, start again. Hello. So we're out on another bimble. According to the car, it's 20 degrees. So it's probably a degree or two less with all these trees around us. Wonderful. So I hope everybody's okay today. Hope you're all happy and well. Most important thing, isn't it, really? Health is number one priority for everybody. So I thought I would talk about Just Stop Oil. God, what's that other lot? They're all connected anyway. Extinction Rebellion. Who knows? Basically, global warming, climate change. Oh no, they keep changing the words. It's now called climate catastrophe. Yeah, it looks like it, doesn't it? Eh? Terrible. Now, whether you agree or not, the reason why these people are doing what they're doing is because of conditioning. You know, they've obviously had it at school. I had it at school as well, and I know I've said this in a video, but we were told that the sea levels were going to rise, and even London and Southampton were going to be underwater by the 80s, 1980. And you know, you believe it. You've got a school teacher, haven't you, telling you this rubbish, but you believe it. And the ice caps are melting, which is why the sea is rising. So there will be no more penguins, polar bears, nothing else much really. So the Arctic will just be water rather than any ice, what do they call them, ice shields, is it? Or ice fronts, or ice land? Who knows? So we were told all that, but I was also told that we're going to experience a mini ice age. So you imagine, with the sea levels are going to be like 20 foot higher to eradicate London, Southampton and parts of Wales, and then an ice age, freezing cold seas. So what on earth would we survive? Who knows? And I was told this by teachers at school. And I was also told there's a hole in the ozone layer, so we wouldn't be able to breathe anyway. So we've got sea levels rising, we've got land underwater, we've got freezing cold temperatures, and no oxygen. So it didn't sound very good really, this planet. And here we are, 2023. Look at this. I love nature. I love being outside. I can breathe. I'm also not underwater and I'm not freezing cold. I've got a t-shirt on. Anyway, what happened was 7 or 8 years later, I'd left school and they said there was going to be a mini ice age, but they've changed their mind. There's now going to be a mini warming age. So they're going to call it global warming. And if you tax everybody, that will make that go away. So that's nice. And that never happened. The last time I went down that way, it was full of, let's go down there, it was treacherous to walk because of global warming had produced something called rain. Can you imagine rain in the springtime? And the rain had made because of global warming, it had made a wet patch. Imagine rain making something wet. Yeah. Now these fearmongers, these worries, these things used to be called winter and summer. And then we got, spring and autumn, but there was winter and summer. And winter was chilly and summer was warm. But if you have a hot day now, they say, oh, that's global warming. And if you have a wet cold day in the winter, they say, oh, that's global warming. So you've got to believe whatever you want to believe, and I'm not bothered. I'm really not bothered. I've said before that I believe the earth breathes, I think things are in cycles. I think that what we can prove is we get summer, and it falls into winter, then it goes into summer, then winter, summer, winter. We can prove that. And I believe that's like the earth breathing. And this was this wet patch. It was terrible. It was made with something called water droplets from the sky. I nearly phoned Greta Thunderdrome and asked her advice. Alright, Gret, what should I do? I've got my shoes wet. And she would say, pay more tax and then you'll be alright. But yeah, whatever you believe, you believe. And I don't actually blame, Greta Thunderfrog. I don't blame her. I don't blame anybody, really. Because if you're born into a world, which we are, I've got to duck down because of global warming. That's it. Global warming has made things grow. So, if you're born into a world where you're told this is happening, that's happening, and you're told it again and again and again, luckily I was just at the end of school the last couple of years when they started to try and fill my head with rubbish. I didn't really believe them because there was I felt there was no proof. And I think you've got to have a look at the proof, which is why I'm not religious. I don't believe in God because nobody's proved that there's a God. I know there's supposed to be 3,000 gods, but a lot of people say, oh yeah, but 2,999 don't matter. And as an atheist, we just believe in one more that doesn't matter. So I don't believe in that because nobody's shown me. Don't believe in the tooth fairy. Don't believe in this global warming nonsense. But as I say, these people they've been brainwashed for years and years and years. Don't lick, mister. And then they start things like just stop oil, or extinction rebellion, or one of the things like that. Grey sky. Never been up there. I must try it one time. Yeah, so it's a cooler day. I say that, it's muggy and I'm starting to sweat already. 21 degrees or something. Come on, Mr. Bird. So they get a bit warped in their head and they join, say, Just Stop Oil, for instance, and their leaders say, go and throw paint over beautiful works of art, or like Extinction Rebellion, pour paint and oil into streams and rivers. That's really good, isn't it? I'll just stop oil, go and disrupt the horse race or the snooker or traffic or anything else. Destroy things, smash things up, ruin things, superglue yourself to a wall, to the pavement, to a road, because that'll help. A bunch of nutters, sadly, that's what they are, a bunch of useless, pointless bunch of nutters, because their message has been lost, totally lost. Nobody can take them seriously, they're just idiots. Just crossing this little road, and we're going to walk down that one there. As I get out of breath and hot. Never mind, it's all good. Yeah, so I think they've lost the public's, well, they didn't have the respect, did they? But they've lost whatever, we could call it respect or something, you know. But they've lost all of that. Hello, butterfly. Now, if you believe that the Earth is in immediate danger or danger down the track of some sort of global warming, global freezing, global this, that and the other, if you believe that, that's fine, and you want to join Just Stop Oil, then that's fine. Look at this. What a colour, eh? Hello. So it's absolutely fine for you to believe that, if that's what you want to do, just because I don't. You know, you've got to believe your own thing, haven't you, really? Let's just have a look at this lilac as we slowly pass here. Come on, Bobo. Thank you. So you can believe in whatever you want to believe in. The real problem I've got with Just Stop Oil in particular, and all the rest, but Just Stop Oil, is no matter what they believe in, they must have been taught right from wrong by their mum or dad or somebody, and yet it doesn't appear that that's you know, it doesn't appear that's a factor in their life. Now, I saw on YouTube they were walking down this road, yeah, road, not the path, road, right, which is if you look at the highway road traffic management thing, rule 60, right? The police are saying, oh, we want to bring more things in to give us more power. They don't need it. Rule 60, 60. Have a look at that. You know what it says? Impeding traffic by walking in the road. You know, so it says all that. So we have got the powers to fight all that shit. But anyway, don't get annoyed, Bri. So they must have been taught right from wrong. So they're walking down the road, and this guy gets out of his car and says, can you please just move up the road? Imagine he's in his car paying tax to use the road, and the pedestrians who should be on the footpath are now in the road. So he's polite enough to say, can you please move out of the road? Now I can't remember if he said, I've got a cancer appointment, you know, appointment at the hospital, or he said, my mother's got a cancer. I can't remember which it was. And you know what they said? Well, just one bloke, he said, I couldn't care less. This is a just stop oil, I couldn't care less. And then on the news, apparently, there was a woman. I've never been down that one either. Look, we're finding more and more paths here. It's all good. In fact, we're going to go down that one because that looks interesting. Don't know why. Bode, we're going this way, my love. Hello. We're going to go down this one, look. We'll see what we can find, okay? If we survive and global warming doesn't attack us, we'll be alright. So, this woman was going to a funeral, her mum's funeral, I believe. Could have been her dad. I think it was her mum's funeral. And they stopped her from getting there, and she begged them, please, you know, I've got now 20 minutes or half an hour or whatever. Please move. And they said no. And she couldn't get to her mum's funeral. Now, as I say, they should have been taught right from wrong, definitely. To destroy a work of art, a fountain, roads, buildings, windows, to disrupt things that people enjoy, snooker, the Chelsea Flower Show, is wrong. It's got to be wrong to throw paint, come on Bode, over works of art. It's definitely wrong. But they don't know this. They think somehow that promotes their message. Well, what's their message then? Just stop oil, let's destroy art. Just stop oil, don't play snooker. So nobody knows what the message is. It's rubbish. And these people now are thought of as a bunch of idiots, which they are. And they now walk at a funeral pace, boom, 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 down roads, and they're going to be run over one day. They should be. The police are culpable because they're not acting as police, and they've even said, are you okay? Are you warm enough? Would you like a coffee? Well, I'm sorry, but they're supposed to be police. That's not police, is it? That's care in the community, because they know they're all a bit, you know, just stop oil. Good God. Just stop idiots. Run them over. So I'm really against all this rubbish, but that's one side of it. But the other side of it is just the lies. You know, I will, I'll do a separate recording of my voice. I'll show you a little bit of nature, and we'll just have a minute or two of the stuff that, now this stuff isn't me making up my mind, or perhaps they might have said this. This stuff has been headlines in newspapers in the UK and around the world. This stuff has been told to us by government, scientists, global warming specialists like Greta Thundermouth. Now poor old Greta, she's a paid sort of shill really, as everybody knows, but she said in 2018 we have 5 years left on this planet, and it ended, I believe it was May the 26th of this year, 23. Hey, we're still here. Oh, poor girl. Poor old Greta Thunder Cabbage Patch Face. She got it wrong. And you know what? Nothing they've ever said has come to fruition. Nothing they've ever said is true. Nothing they've ever said has happened anywhere. So they say, and these are headlines. You can look yourself, do your own research. But please don't go licking. I am watching. Thank you. You know, they have said these things that I've said. The ice caps are melting. The you know, certain places we won't know anymore because they'll be underwater. Well, they're not. You know, we have 5 years and that's the end of the earth. They say water's running out. They say it's going to be freezing cold. They say it's going to be boiling hot. They can't make up their bloody minds. And it's all rubbish. But believe what you like, you know, make up your own mind. It's all good. I just like to have a bit of truth told to me, really. I like to know the facts. If you can say to me, I've got proof that God exists, look, bang, I believe in God. It's wonderful. I may ask the question. I may say, okay, maybe he does exist. How do we explain child cancer? God wouldn't want that. God would be able to stop that. How do we explain rape, paedophilia? How do we explain terrorism? How do we explain wars, disease? Hot. Okay, so I will just have a little bimble, just for a minute, and I'll do a voiceover and see what you reckon. It's up to you. And if you're a member of Just Stop Oil, please remove yourself from this channel, from my Facebook, from my life. You're deluded, stupid, and you're not letting people go to hospital. You're not letting people go to funerals. You're disrupting traffic. People have been sacked because they can't get to work because of these idiots. So here's a little bit of a chat. Okay, so this isn't an exhaustive list. There's lots and lots and lots more. These are the main, I suppose, main headlines, you know, grabbing at your attention over the years, really. This has been reported on television, newspapers, radios, the governments, etc., etc. So, 1966, they said that oil will be gone in 10 years. In 1968, they said about overpopulation and humanity is likely to starve. In 1970, natural resources will be gone within 10 years. In 1972, oil will be depleted totally in 20 years. 1971, nitrogen buildup will make all land unusable. Couldn't read that word. In 1970, killer bees will make areas of the United States no-go zones. In 71, insecticides will kill all birds and all insects. In 1972, there will be a new ice age by 2070. In 1974, ozone depletion, a great peril to life. The ozone layer, or the ozone hole. In 1978, the planet is cooling and there are likely to be mass famines are imminent. In 1980, acid rain will kill all life on Earth. In 1987, they said the ozone layer is now destroyed. In 1988, the Maldives will be underwater by 2018. In 1989, rising sea levels will obliterate many nations. In 2002, there will be famine in 10 years' time if we keep on eating meat. In 2004, Britain will be like Serbia by 2024. In 2008, the Arctic will be ice-free by 2018. In 2008, Al Gore predicts ice-free Arctic by 2013. In 2009, 50 days to save the planet from catastrophe. 2013, the Arctic will be ice-free by 2015. In 2014, 500 days before climate chaos. In 2018, climate experts, Greta Thunberg, says 5 years left until climate change kills us all. 2021, John Kerry and Hollywood virtue signallers fly around the world on private jets to warn us all about climate change. That's just a small selection of these concerns, and I call them bullshits. Take care. Be well.